the engines were finding life difficult. Workmen were repairing the viaduct on the main line. The arches needed strengthening, but the Fat Controller did not want to close the railway while the work was done. So repairs took a long time. The engines had to take great care when crossing the viaduct, and the delay had often made them late on their journey to the junction, where they knew Thomas would be waiting to collect his passengers. Thomas grew crosser and crosser. Time's time! Why should I keep my passengers waiting while Henry and James dawdle about all day on their viaduct? Don't blame me, snorted Henry. If we hurried across the viaduct, it might collapse, and then you wouldn't have any passengers at all. What would you do then, eh? Run my trains on time for one thing, retorted Thomas. He hurried away before Henry could answer. Bertie grew impatient too. It was time to arrive just after Thomas. But the passengers found that instead of going straight from the bus to their train, they were kept waiting until Thomas arrived. Soon Bertie grew cross with Thomas. Late again, he remarked as Thomas panted wearily in. We may be friends, but I thought you could go fast, Thomas. It's time we had another race. I reckon I can beat you now. Thomas let off steam loudly. Rubbish, he hissed. It's those mainline engines. They dither about all day on their viaduct, and then they blame the Fat Controller's workmen. It's just an excuse for laziness, if you ask me. One day, James was later than ever at the junction. I'm sorry, Thomas, he panted wearily. I was held up at the station, and then the viaduct made it worse. It's lucky for you that I'm a guaranteed connection, grumbled Thomas. Before James could answer, Thomas puffed importantly away. Come along, he puffed. Annie and Clarabelle did their best, but Thomas soon found that he couldn't save much time. Suddenly, he saw Bertie up ahead. His radiator was steaming. What's the matter, Bertie? Said Thomas. You should have been at the next station by now. You're late. I feel dreadful, moaned Bertie. All upset inside, and driver says he can't make me better. Thank goodness you're late too. Can you take my passengers for me? They'll never get home otherwise. Of course, said Thomas, who now felt sorry for Bertie, and promised to get help at the next station. Thomas set off again. Already he was feeling much more cheerful, and Bertie's passengers, traveling in Annie and Clarabelle, all reached home safely. When Bertie was better, he came to thank Thomas. I'm sorry I teased you about being late. That's all right, said Thomas. I'm glad I can help. There are times where being late isn't such a bad thing after all. With a last cheerful greeting, the two friends went back to work.